I'm with Carolyn Ganes, who's in the Canadian women's pair, but a fact about Carolyn that very few people know is prior to starting her rowing career, she was a very successful basketball player. Carolyn played for the Oregon Ducks in the States, and what made you switch from basketball to rowing?
Well, I'd finished my career with basketball, and I thought I'd just join the real world, and I was actually watching the 2008 opening ceremonies with one of my good friends down in Oregon when I was visiting. And we were watching it, and I got really emotional all of a sudden because I felt like my whole life that I was supposed to be there, and that was, you know, my Olympics, to be there playing basketball. And as I was like having kind of a meltdown, my friend JT turns to me and he was like, you know, it'll be fine, it'll be okay. And just as he's saying all this, the Canadian team walks out, and it happened to be the rowing team. And then he like looks at the TV. He's like, "See, rowing." He's like, "I bet if you trained really hard starting today, you could be there next time." And so at the time, I just kind of blew it off because he was obviously trying to make me feel better. But then something must have clicked because later, February of 2009, I decided that I wanted to try rowing.
It's very rare we see someone come over from a ball sport to rowing. So what would you say were the biggest differences, and how did you adapt?
I think the biggest difference was just that it's a closed movement, and in basketball you spend so much time learning how to read everything, especially with the Canadian team. And at Oregon, our offense was always motion offense, so the whole concept of it was to not really know what's going to happen next. Like, you knew that sometime in 30 seconds a shot was going to go up, but you weren't sure how it was going to happen or really anything. So all you knew is tendencies of the other team, and here you can go into a race and you know exactly what you're going to do, and you can just almost stay tunnel visioned a little bit. So it's very different as far as that goes, and obviously there's no physical contact with the competition. So
how about the changes with training, because rowing is known for people who enjoy suffering, given that the race is 2,000 meters. Was it a shock to the system, or were you suited to it?
I think the first time I got in an erg, I couldn't believe how hard it was, because you watch on TV and it just seems so easy. But I love the training. Like, I love getting out there, and it's almost like with basketball, the spring training used to be one of my favorite times of year, so it's like spring training all year.
And how about, you guys ever do a little cross training, you know, with basketball, where you can kind of teach the girls some skills and see how coordinated they are?
We haven't yet, but there's actually a couple of us that have played basketball in the past, so we keep on joking around that we could get a 3-on-3 team going, so maybe.
So 2.5 years into the sport, last year you were an alternate, now you're in the pair. The Olympic dream is just around the corner. How are you feeling about being here at the World Championships, competing actually for an Olympic berth?
It's incredible. I never thought I would be here, and I feel so lucky to be able to have this opportunity again. I know that should be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for anybody, and so to feel like I have a second chance at it in another sport is just incredible. And I mean, it's hard to describe, and I guess all you can do is just go out there and just give it everything you have and see what happens.